Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ankit Singh and today we are going to discuss about the radiology questions which were asked in the FMG January 2023 exam. So let's see the questions. So the first question is, what is the best investigation for fistula in NO from the options given below? So first of all we will see what is this fistula in NO or perianal fistula. In this fistula in NO or perianal fistula, there is a fistulous tract which is seen alongside, between or adjacent to anal sphincters. So in this we need to know where the fistula is and we also need to know what is the extension of the fistula. Fistula का extension कहाँ कहाँ तक वो जा रहा है. For that, out of the options given below, the best investigation of choice is MRI. Now we will see the other options also. So what is sinogram? USG we all know. If USG would have to be done for this condition, the route by which USG would have been done is a endoanal route or a transvaginal route or a transperineal route. But for perianal fistula or fistula in NO, we prefer MRI to be done. USG is usually not done routinely or practically. Also, sinogram is not done routinely. But what is this sinogram? This sinogram, whenever there is an external opening in the body, that sinus or external opening in this technique is catheterized by a cannula, and by means of cannula contrast is injected. Now this contrast goes along the tract and then, so suppose this is the opening, this is the cannula, and through cannula the contrast is injected. This contrast goes and we take the image and see what is the extent of the fistula and where it is going. But this sinogram comes with some drawbacks. Suppose वो ड्रॉबैक क्या है? सपोज जो हम लोगों ने कॉन्ट्रास्ट पुश किया, देयर इज अ इम्प्रॉपर फीलिंग ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्ट. साइनस बहुत बड़ा है, अंदर भी एक्सटेंशन है, बट कॉन्ट्रास्ट वहाँ तक गया ही नहीं. सो बिकॉज ऑफ इम्प्रॉपर फीलिंग ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्ट, प्रॉपर एक्सटेंशन is not known. Also, as I told that perianal fistula or fistula is NO is seen in relation to the anal sphincter. It is either adjacent, between or across it. So we need to know the relationship between the anal sphincter कि वो कहाँ पे है और fistula कहाँ पे है. And we all know that there is a classification based on it in surgery. You people please read it from surgery part. That is a Parkes classification. कि जो fistula है, is it a intersphincteric fistula, is it a transsphincteric fistula, किस टाइप का fistula है. And also in cases of perianal fistula, you need to know Goodsell's rule. That also you need to cover from the surgery lectures. So in this case, for perianal fistula in NO, the investigation of choice or the best investigation from the option given below is MRI. So moving to the next question. Next question is, a 10-year-old boy presented with flank abdominal pain. CT was done for the patient which shows. The options given are PUJ obstruction. So it doesn't look like that. There is no dilatation of the pelvic ileal system in this image. Is it a ureteric stone? Also, there is no hyperdense structure which can be seen within the kidneys. Is it a horseshoe kidney? Now, it looks like that because it is the right kidney and it is the left kidney, and both are seen fused in the midline by means of an isthmus. So the answer for this is a horseshoe kidney. It is not a polycystic kidney disease. In this case, we can see a cyst here on the left side, but this is a simple exophytic cyst. In cases of polycystic kidney disease, they will show you kidneys and there will be multiple cysts that will be seen within the kidneys. So we know about how a polycystic kidney disease looks like. If it would have been a ureteric stone, they would have shown you a ureter, and within the ureter एक हाइपरडेंस स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ दिखा देता और जिसके कारण से देयर विल बी अपस्ट्रीम डायलेटेशन ऑफ द यूरेटर इन पेल्विक एलिसियल सिस्टम, ऐसा दिखता. So this is how a ureteric stone will look like. Now we will see, suppose next time they have given a CT image, this time in further exam, in new exam they ask a USG image. So how a polycystic kidney disease will look on a USG. So this is the outline of the right kidney, this is the outline of the left kidney, and here we can see that both the kidneys are fused in the midline by means of a isthmus. So USG में ऐसा दिखेगा similar to CT. and this horseshoe kidney, ये horseshoe kidney के बारे में हम लोग पढ़ लेते हैं जब ये horseshoe kidney पूछा गया है. तो horseshoe kidney is one of the most common renal anomaly, fusion anomaly. Patients are mostly asymptomatic. If there is only horseshoe kidney, there is nothing, any problem, patient usually don't come. They usually come for say routine screening के लिए या और कुछ है, तब उसमें USG पे या CT पे it is incidentally detected. But complications can happen because of this horseshoe kidney. So what are the complications that can happen? So if the patient is asymptomatic और कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, so there is no treatment required and life expectancy is normal like other individuals. But there are complications, तो फिर उसका ट्रीटमेंट करना पड़ेगा, उस कॉम्प्लिकेशन को प्रिवेंट करना होगा सो कि फर्दर डैमेज ना हो. सो हॉर्सशू किडनी कॉम्प्लिकेशंस क्या कर सकता है? इट इज़ एन इंडिपेंडेंट रिस्क फैक्टर फॉर रेनल स्टोन. So renal stones can happen. Also there is a risk of hydronephrosis because of improper drainage. Also there is a risk of neoplasm. Also they are prone for trauma because the kidney is in midline. So that's why प्रैक्टिकल पर्पस के लिए, क्लिनिकल पर्पस के लिए ये आप दिमाग में डाल लो. अगर USG पे आप पॉलीसिस्टिक किडनी डिजीज देख रहे हो इंसिडेंटली डिटेक्टेड, द पेशेंट शुड अंडरगो CT इन ऑर्डर टू नो कोई और एसोसिएशन है या नहीं. बिकॉज इफ देर इज़ अ इमरजेंसी रेनल इंटरवेंशन का जरूरत पड़ गया या कुछ एब्डोमिनल सर्जरी का जरूरत पड़ गया, सो पेशेंट शुड नो दैट दे हैव अ हॉर्सशू किडनी. अदरवाइज इट इज़ एसिम्प्टोमेटिक, नो ट्रीटमेंट इज रिक्वायर्ड. कॉम्प्लिकेशंस वी हैव स्टडीड कि ट्रॉमा हो सकता है, नियोप्लाज्म हो सकता है, हाइड्रोनेफ्रोसिस हो सकता है, रेनल स्टोन्स हो सकते हैं. नाउ द अनदर ऑप्शन विच वॉज गिवन, सो वी हैव रेड अबाउट पॉलीसिस्टिक किडनी डिजीज. हॉर्सशू किडनी देख लिया कैसा होगा, यूरेट्रिक स्टोन एक हाइपरडेंस स्ट्रक्चर देगा. How a PUJ obstruction looks like. So this is a diagram of a normal kidney. We can see this is the right kidney, this is the right ureter, and this is the bladder. This is the normal left ureter, this is the left kidney. So ureteric stone अगर होगा तो यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ देगा, है ना, एक हाइपरडेंस स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ दिखा देगा और फिर पूछेगा आपसे कि ये क्या है. In cases of pelvic junction obstruction, as the name implies, PUJ obstruction, the obstruction will be seen at junction of renal pelvis and upper ureter, जहाँ से ureter start हो रहा है. and because there is a PUJ obstruction, जो यूरिन बन रहा है that cannot come into the ureter and then into the bladder. So kidney के अंदर there will be a hydronephrosis which is seen in this image. So this is a normal kidney, but in this side we can see that there is a dilatation of the pelvic ileal system and this urine is not able to go because there is some obstruction here which is the pelvic junction. The same is represented in this diagram too. So this side we can see normal kidney hai, but this side the kidney is the PCS and the pelvis, there is ballooning of the pelvis and it is filled with all urine. So this is a PUJ obstruction and we can see that this is the junction of obstruction and the obstruction is seen here. So this is very high yielding points जो हम लोगों ने cover किया है, horseshoe kidney, we studied about it. It can be asked again. As you all know, the topics are repeated in all the exams. So ये topic हम लोगों ने देख लिया and we have a detailed discussion on it. So you can see the videos under the genitourinary. Now next question, a patient presented with a knee pain and the patient underwent X-ray which is shown alongside. So this is the X-ray. This X-ray is of the knee. Identify the disease. The options given are giant cell tumor. It doesn't look like giant cell tumor. The second option is osteochondroma. It can be a possibility. Third option is Ewing sarcoma and D is osteosarcoma. Now all of those who have studied musculoskeletal radiology know that this is a typical image of a osteochondroma. So we can see it is growing away from the joint and it is metaphyseal in location. Now this osteochondromas, as the name suggests, has cartilage cap in it. This chondroma stands for cartilage and this can be sessile or pedunculated. In this case we can see that it is a pedunculated one. The peduncle can be seen. Now one important point, the cartilage cap can undergo malignant transformation and the length of the cartilage, the thickness of the cartilage cap varies. In X-ray usually we see better the bone, so it is not that much better seen on X-ray. So usually the size what we see on X-ray, इससे of course size बड़ा होता है because the cartilage is not that much better seen. What is the most common location of osteochondroma? Osteochondromas are mostly seen in the lower limbs, and in lower limbs it is the femur. The question, this distal part of the femur is the most common location of osteochondroma. So in the question the examiner has given you the typical location of osteochondroma. So femur, distal end in lower limb is the most common location, followed by tibia, tibia ka upper end. Now this osteochondroma, if this osteochondroma are multiple in number, they have given a terminology, they are known as hereditary, multiple exostosis or diaphyseal achalasis. Now we will see the other options. So for this the answer is osteochondroma. Let's see the other options. In cases of giant cell tumor, we know it occurs in epiphysis and there are lytic lesions which are seen and it goes till joint. It is one of those tumors which does not respect joint. It extends till the joint. Now osteosarcoma, we all know the characteristic sunburst appearance, the periosteal reaction. Codman's triangle is seen, though not specific for it, and it is metaphyseal in location. For Ewing sarcoma, they will give you a typical age example. Ewing sarcoma is seen in young age group. They will give you fever and all those other spectrums for diagnosis of Ewing sarcoma. Moving to the next question. A 2-year-old female child was having difficulty in speaking and breathing. Patients brought the patient to emergency department and X-ray was done as shown. Which is the best treatment for this patient from the options given below? Options are esophagoscopy, laryngoscopy. We were able to find these two recall options only. C and D we don't know. So yeah, this is a recall and the main purpose of this recall session is to discuss the topics which can be asked again in FMG or upcoming NEET exam. So yeah, let's see the X-ray first. So in this X-ray we can see a coin can be seen, and this coin has a round configuration. So we all know on a chest X-ray frontal view we take or a lateral view we take, and we need to know how a foreign body, if it is in esophagus, how is the appearance, and if it is in trachea, how is the appearance. The appearance in trachea and esophagus varies because the trachea has rings in it. So first we will see that. So esophagus, trachea chest x-ray, frontal view like AP or PA view, and a lateral view. So esophagus on a chest x-ray frontal view, the foreign body or a coin will look round. In lateral view it will appear slit like, and in trachea because of the rings it will appear slit like in the frontal AP view, and in the lateral view it will appear round. So here as we can see, the image provided to us is a frontal AP view and the foreign body is appearing round. So of course this foreign body is in esophagus. Now suppose in clinical practice, mostly this is a favorite question of the examiners, they mostly either ask about कि foreign body कहाँ पे है, esophagus में है, trachea में है. This time they have asked about the treatment. So if it is in esophagus, we have to do esophagoscopy उसको निकालने के लिए, कुछ endoscopy procedure करने के लिए. Now in practical scenarios, if such a patient come and it is a non-radio opaque foreign body, X-ray आपने कराया, X-ray में दिख नहीं रहा है, but the attendant, the parents are giving you a history कि बच्चे ने कुछ कागज खा लिया, वैक्स या तो खा लिया या फूड पार्टिकल्स खा लिया और वो दिख नहीं रहा है, then there are some indirect hints. Now in this we can see it is not in trachea, we know. Also there is another hint because the bilateral lung fields, as if you can see, the lungs are clear, there is no air trapping or any atelectatic changes. If the foreign body would have been in trachea, लंग्स इतना अच्छा तो नहीं दिखता, लंग्स में एयर ट्रैपिंग हो जाता है बिकॉज एक जगह ब्लॉक हो गया है एंड द एयर कैन नॉट गो एंड पास थ्रू इट, सो देयर विल बी एयर ट्रैपिंग, देयर विल बी atelectatic changes. So in this case the answer would be esophagoscopy. The another important point is we can also see the lung fields in such questions. If the lung fields appear normal, दोनों तरफ symmetrical दिख रहा है, so of course it's ये normal है, उसका respiratory system ठीक है. अगर एक साइड आपको दिख रहा है एयर ट्रैपिंग है, रेडियोलुसेंसी रेडियो ओपेसिटी दिख रहा है, या आपको एटेलेक्टेटिक बैंड दिख रहा है, वाइट वाइट वैसा दिख रहा है कि एयर जा नहीं रहा है, इफ एयर विल गो इट विल अपीयर ब्लैक, इफ एयर इज नॉट गोइंग, सो देन एंड ओनली यू कैन mark the answer as well. So that is an indirect hint. So another question, a patient presented to OPD with a suspected case of hyperparathyroidism. Which of the following investigation can be useful in this condition? The options were system AB scan, CT NIC, USG NIC. So this question was given in form of some clinical scenarios, but the main gist was we asked students that a question on investigation of choice of hyperparathyroidism was asked, and in such cases the answer will be system AB scan. So you all know system AB scan is done and it is the best investigation out of these three given here. So yeah, this is a brief overview of the radiology questions that were asked. There were maybe some few more questions. We will discuss it later as and when we get it on our social media platforms and on YouTube as well. The main motive, the main thing of having this discussion is the topics are repeated every year, so you get an idea about the topics which were asked for the upcoming exam. So yeah, study well, go through these topics because these can be repeated in the upcoming NEET exam. Thank you.